We are already 5 games deep in Pro D2, where the 16 teams in France's second tier are now having a rest week. And one of the people putting his feet up is Brive's defence coach and our very own Joe Worsley. So I thought we could pick his brains about his experiences of the league so far. What are you doing with your week off, Joe?
Moving house still, in a way. Just getting everything ready. As we all know, everyone's moved house probably is watching this at some point. It's painful. There's always stuff to do. So not much fun, huh? Not much fun. And doing a block review. So getting back to the players about that first 5 games. Individually, how they've been. Especially more of an individual emphasis on their 5 game they played so far.
What do you do? Have like a little bench outside with them all sat up in a line and they have their 10-minute appointment like some sort of parents' evening?
That would be quite a good way of doing it. A few are online, but I'll do most of them face-to-face. So I send them videos for them to watch, digest, and then we talk about it when I see them on Sunday. A few of them face-to-face before.
Well, all right then. I'm going to keep that analogy going, parents' evening. How would you kind of grade your Brive side so far?
I mean, could do better, huh? In solid category there. So we've had some decent performances. Actually, not 80 minutes linked up, like most teams this time of year. So trying to find exactly what we are, find our best team, learning how to change how we're playing. We're still very much on that journey. With a really disappointing last performance, because all the performances before that have shown signs of we probably could have won all 4, maybe should have won all 4 before, but that one certainly we deserved to lose. So it's the first time we had that situation. So I'm looking forward to getting everyone together on Sunday to talk it through.
I've maybe jumped ahead too much. I want to go back, just get your general experiences of Pro D2. A couple of months in now, you've had some of the pre-season, you've had a block of 5 matches, and you've coached in the top 14 a lot. But
yeah,
how have you found the second tier?
It's really interesting. There's no European diversion. It's just the league. So now we've got this 5 game burst, and you have a week with no games. So there's a real good time in which to reflect on what's happened so far. But there are big swings in the qualities of the teams. Sometimes when a team plays away, they'll send a weakened team. Sometimes they'll send their strongest team. If they've had a couple of good wins, sometimes the team drops off the map in terms of what they're doing mentally. So there are a lot of differences with the top 14, but the tempo is a big part of it. It's been a really interesting learning curve. Fascinating, really.
One thing that's noticeable, well, in your own team, you've got your hooker, Lucas da Silva, who's 6 tries to his name.
Yeah.
I know the maul's big in France generally, but it seems to be such a focal point in Pro D2, maybe more so than anywhere else I've seen.
Yeah, traditionally Pro D2 was more of an old school rugby. They were very, very light. You had to have a good scrum, good maul. It's part of it. Any rugby team has to have that. I think Pro D2 is beginning to change, like top 14 changed 10, 15 years ago. That's something that's important, but it's not the most important in the top 5 most important things. So I think the teams are trying to play more. You're seeing with the league, there's teams that are trying to play more rugby. We're certainly a team that are trying to play a more all-court game in which we can keep the ball in play, we can play whatever's in front of us and not be reliant on kicking low phases, low ball in play game that sometimes you can win, sometimes can go the other way.
One thing that's noticeable, there is no unbeaten team and there is no winless team. And you can see already this is going to be a bun fight right to the end. But how can you sort of separate the teams into chunks when you look at it? At the minute, there's 3 teams that have only 1 win to their name: Valence, Nevers,
I think,
and Nice.
And maybe Aurillac. They're very difficult to play at home. Aurillac, it's a small town and really high up in the middle of nowhere. Very proud, fight for their right to survive in Pro D2. But I think the 4 teams, Aurillac, Valence, Romans, Nevers and Stade Niçois, are the 4 teams that probably will be wrestling to stay up. Above that, though, you've still got 12 teams. 12 teams, huh? That's a lot. 12 teams who are pretty much a win or 2 away from each other. So it's still a pack that's sorting itself out. A few surprises in there. Biarritz, a massive surprise, top of the pile at the moment. Coming out.
Yeah, let's talk about them for a second. Just to put into context, where Biarritz have been in the very recent past as a club?
Yeah, so the club has been in financial difficulties since their benefactor, a billionaire, left them 10 odd years ago. They've bounced between owners. They were with a group who got them into the top league, the top 14. They got relegated again, had massive financial problems, a lot of fighting, political fighting with the council, arguments, front page news as opposed to being back page news. The club had a lot of issues and a botched sale which didn't go through, and then one that did go through this season. And the new ownership have come in. They've done some things which seemed a bit weird, but it seems to be paying off. And the team are currently playing with a lot of spirit and playing well on top of the league, amazingly, after the chaos they've had in the last 5 years.
Well, the team that came down from the top 14, Oyonnax, have 2 wins to their name. They got beaten heavily last weekend, and you just saw the cameras trained on England's new part-time defence coach, Joe Alabd, as his team had 38 points, I think it was, put against them. Yeah, a humbling defeat. Would you be concerned if you were at Oyonnax with that dynamic and Joe Alabd? And I don't want to use that football quote, lost the dressing room, but is there anything to worry about?
I don't know enough about the other staff at Oyonnax to know whether people can carry that for him. There's a big link between them with the players. They play a style of rugby that's pressure-based, organisation, just trying to throttle the opposition. And they're good at it. It's what got them into the top 14, held them there for a while, and unfortunately got relegated. So they're using that same brand of rugby. A lot of that's about engagement, dedication, working hard all week, staying put in. If you drop off a little bit on the work rate, then these things can really fall off a cliff. So there is that threat, but they must understand Joe has this opportunity of a lifetime to go and coach his country, and I'm sure they can't resent him for doing that. It's just going to be very strange. The manager of a team has to be engaged. You've 80 to 100 people involved in your group, 35 players, some academy guys, you've got staff, you've got other staff who work at the stadium. There's normally 100 people to stay in touch with. So there's always stuff going on, 24/7. The manager's got to be on the phone, hooked up to everybody, making sure everyone's okay. Now, you're not going to be able to do that, obviously, if you're part-time coach in England. So I'm sure a few things will slip off the radar, but I don't know, maybe he's put in place a contingency plan. I don't know, but it's going to be really tough to keep those two things in the air.
Right, I'm gonna get some quick fire responses to various clubs. Your thoughts on what you've seen of them, whether that's because you've played them so far or just you've seen what they're about. Johnny Mays, Soyo Anggulm, they are in 6th spot in the minute. They won all 3. Their 3 away games have been wins, and they've lost at home, which is very unusual. What have you made of them?
They're a really good team to watch, really exciting. They can score from anywhere. They've got a couple of players on the team like Botica, who can do amazing things, and Johnny as well, and George. He's incredible. Tisley, he's an incredible player as well. So they've got players, X-factor players on their team, and they've got a really attacking brand of rugby that is really good fun to watch. So I'm pleased they're up there and competing, because it means that hopefully the league's going towards teams that can do this. So they're a good team to watch. I think if you happen to get a chance to see them, watch the game they play, they're exciting. They've lost 2 home games because of their style of play. Occasionally they screw up and give up try opportunities.
Right, it just talk to me like I've got no idea about these clubs whatsoever, and just give me the headline on Colomiers, Béziers and Aix, the other 3 teams that are currently in the playoff spots alongside your brief side and Biarritz and Soyo Anggulm, who we've already talked about. So Colomiers, Béziers, Aix.
Yeah, so 3 teams, again, are very attacking rugby. So we're coming back to attacking teams again. Colomiers, it's kind of a town that's on the side of Toulouse, but they have that same kind of Toulouse spirit about wanting to play rugby. And they're a team who are exciting to watch. Obviously less powerful, less probably skillful than Toulouse, but still they've got that spirit about them, about this is what we want to do, we want to go for it. Not quite as extreme as Toulouse, but they're a team who really like to play rugby. Béziers are the same. They got a team with Martinez, the Portuguese 9. It's inevitable they're going to be a team who play incredible rugby. So again, they're a team who will play what they see. When there's a time to accelerate, they'll go for it. Very dangerous. But again, Colomiers, Béziers, Aix-en-Provence, again a team, synthetic pitch, like to play a lot of rugby, maybe a bit more organised than Béziers and Colomiers. But again, a team who want to attack as much as possible. So these are three teams that are exciting to watch, and one of the reasons the Pro League is becoming more entertaining to watch.
And I would also recommend Aix-en-Provence. Lovely, lovely place. If you wanted to have a little weekend away with the missus and watch some rugby at the same time, that'd be a shout. But there's many places like that, Brive included, I gather, Joe.
Yeah, Brieve's pretty good as well. Axe is wonderful though as well. George North when he's fit, I suppose, will be back there. You've got what other Brits have we got there currently, or British New Zealanders?
Yeah. I was going to say Sam Davis then. That's not.
No, he's at Grenoble. You've got Jimmy Gopeth is there still.
Oh, you got the man Jules Plisson, who
Plisson
I can't wait for when it finally happens. Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for the Plisson Laws rematch. We need to hype that
see
up.
a hit like that. That's incredible. That hit still gets me dribbling a bit.
I think we'll leave it there with the thought of Plisson and Laws and when that happens, and I need to have a look at the fixture list to see when that happens. But I know that there's no fixtures this weekend, but there will be more content coming on the channel. Thank you very much, Joe. Enjoy your week off and enjoy getting back together with the boys on Sunday.
Will do.
Hit like, hit subscribe, leave your comment down below, and stay tuned to FR UK Rugby for more. For more. Just leave it there. For more. See you on the next one.